You don't need more motivation. You need mastery. Discipline is a muscle, and you've been letting it atrophy. This is your reset, a 24-hour system to rebuild your willpower, retrain your focus, and remember who's in charge. You. It's not about feeling ready. It's about acting regardless. In this guide, I'll show you how to break the mental habits that keep you repeating failure and reinstall the identity that executes no matter what. This is not hype. This is hard truth. Your discipline gets rebuilt today, or not at all. Chapter 1. Stop chasing motivation. You've been chasing the wrong thing. You don't have a motivation problem. You have a discipline problem. Motivation is unreliable. Discipline is unstoppable. Motivation fades when conditions change. Discipline executes regardless of mood. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a standard. That's the key. You have a choice. Keep building your life around when I feel like it, or start building your life around I do it because that's who I am. As long as you worship motivation, you will stay stuck in cycles of starting strong and quitting quietly. You don't wait to feel ready. You move until ready shows up. Your brain is not designed to make you great. It's designed to keep you safe. It prioritizes emotional ease over forward effort. It chases comfort, not growth. When a task looks hard, your brain looks for the exit. Later, tomorrow, when I'm less tired. That's not logic. That's survival mode. Left unchecked, it will sacrifice your future to protect your feelings in the moment. You have a choice. Obey that wiring or override it. Most people never override it. They think a lack of motivation means they're broken, lazy, or not meant for more. But it's not about your flaw. It's about your discipline. You've rehearsed the habit of escape, not the habit of execution. Think about your own life. How many times have you felt fired up at night? You made plans. You swore. Tomorrow is different. Then the morning came. You were tired. You didn't feel it. The motivation was gone. The goal didn't fail. Your emotions just changed. And because you built your actions on emotion, your actions changed too. That's the problem. You keep making feelings the boss. Motivation asks, do I want to? Discipline says, I do it anyway. Motivation is a guest. Discipline is the homeowner. You don't rebuild your entire life around the mood of a visitor. You don't wait to feel ready. You move until ready shows up. Your brain runs on reward. It loves quick dopamine. It loves the instant relief of scrolling instead of working, snacking instead of training, talking instead of doing. Every time you choose emotional ease, you're teaching your brain, this is how we handle effort. We avoid it. That's why resistance feels so strong. You've trained it. You've reinforced it for years. You have a choice. You can keep letting that wiring control you, or you can start retraining it, rep by rep, decision by decision. Discipline is the retraining process. Discipline is you saying, we are not ruled by the easiest option anymore. Here's the harsh truth. Motivation is comfortable because it asks for nothing right now. It lives in the future. When I'm motivated, I'll start. When my life settles down, I'll commit. That language is deadly. Because when never comes. The conditions are never perfect. The feeling is never strong enough for long enough. This book is not about multiplying your motivation. It's about removing your dependence on it. You don't need more emotional spikes. You need fewer emotional votes. You need a life driven by decisions, not moods. That's the key. So what does this look like in real behavior? First, you define your standards. Not your wishes. Not your vague goals. Your standards. For example, I train every day for at least 20 minutes. I work on my main goal for at least 30 focus minutes. I finish what I start. Those standards are not proposals. They're laws. You don't need to feel inspired to obey the law. You simply obey it. Second, you remove the internal debate. This is where most people lose. They put the action on the table and then open a negotiation with their feelings. Do I feel like it? Is now a good time? Am I in the mood? That internal conversation is the death of discipline. The longer you talk, the weaker you get. You have a choice. Keep debating or decide that when it's time, you move. No debate. No bargaining. You can use a simple rule. 3 seconds. When it's time to act, count down 3, 2, 1, and move your body before your brain offers the escape. Stand up. Put on the shoes. Open the laptop. Start the reps. Action first, emotion later. You don't wait to feel ready. You move until ready shows up. Third, you expect resistance. You stop being shocked that you don't feel like it. Of course you don't. You're rewiring a brain that's been trained to choose comfort. Expect the excuse. Expect the fatigue. Expect the not today. When you expect it, you stop treating it as a command and start treating it as background noise. It's not about eliminating that voice. It's about refusing to obey it. You don't need their permission. Not your fear. Not your laziness. Not your old habits. They don't get a vote. Fourth, you separate identity from feelings. Stop saying, "I'm not motivated," like it's who you are. That's not identity. That's a moment. Identity sounds like this. I do what I said I would do, whether I feel like it or not. I am disciplined. I am consistent. At first it feels like a lie. Good. You're not describing your past. You're defining your standard. Discipline isn't about never feeling weak. It's about never letting weakness lead. It's not about flaw. It's about discipline. Not about lacking motivation, about acting without it. You have a choice. Do you want the comfort of saying, "I tried," or the power of saying, "I did it anyway"? Comfort now or self-respect later. Emotional ease now or earned pride later. You can't have both. From this point forward, treat motivation as a bonus, not a requirement. If it shows up, great. Ride the wave. If it doesn't, irrelevant. The work still happens. Your actions are no longer tied to the weather of your mood. They're tied to the concrete of your standards. That is how you become consistent. That is how you become dangerous. Not by waiting for the emotional tide to be in your favor, but by walking into the ocean whether the waves are calm or wild. You don't wait to feel ready. You move until ready shows up. This entire audiobook is about that shift. The discipline reset. Rewiring your willpower in 24 hours by teaching your brain a new rule. We move first, feel second. In this chapter, you've exposed the lie. The lie that motivation is the main ingredient. It isn't. The main ingredient is disciplined, repeated action, especially when you don't want to move. You've seen how your brain is built to protect comfort and how that instinct, left unchecked, will cost you your potential. You have a choice. Keep serving that instinct or start mastering it. You are done chasing motivation. From now on, you build discipline. You stopped worshiping the feeling. Now it's time to understand the engine behind your willpower, why it drains, why it collapses at the wrong times, and how to structure your life so discipline doesn't burn out. You cut your dependence on motivation. Now, let's learn how to protect your strength. Chapter 2, The Science of Willpower Fatigue. Willpower is not magic. It's not infinite. And when it runs out, that doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're mismanaging it. That's the key. Most people think they have a discipline problem when they really have a decision problem. They burn through willpower on useless choices long before they ever touch the actions that matter. By the time it's time to train, to build, to focus, they're empty. Not because they're broken, because they're drained. You have a choice. You can keep treating willpower like a mystery, or you can start treating it like a resource, a battery, limited, valuable, protectable. This chapter is about the science of willpower fatigue, about why you feel strong in the morning and defeated at night, about why you break promises to yourself after long days, about why you say yes to junk and no to growth when you're tired. Willpower isn't weak, it's wasted. Protect it through structure. Every decision you make costs energy. What to wear, what to eat, when to start, whether to reply, whether to scroll, whether to confront. Every tiny choice is a withdrawal from your mental bank account. On its own, each one seems small. Together, they empty you. This is called decision fatigue. The more decisions you make, the more your self-control drops. The more you're forced to choose, the less likely you are to choose well. You know this already. At the end of a long, chaotic day, you're far more likely to skip the gym, eat garbage, or binge nonsense. Not because you don't care, but because your willpower is exhausted. You have a choice. Keep spending your willpower on trivia, or start saving it for transformation. Look at athletes. The great ones don't wake up and ask, "Do I feel like training?" The training is already scheduled. The clothes are laid out. The plan is written. Their decisions were made in advance, so their willpower can be spent on effort, not on if and when. Look at soldiers. Their days are structured down to the minute, not because they're robots, but because structure protects strength. They don't waste energy deciding when to wake up, what to do first, what's optional. The system decides for them. Their willpower goes into enduring hardship, not negotiating schedule. You don't need their exact life, but you do need their principle. Willpower isn't weak, it's wasted. Protect it through structure. You're doing the opposite. You leave everything open. You decide on the fly. You let your day hit you instead of you hitting your day. You see how you feel. And every one of those little freedoms is expensive. No schedule, more decisions. No plan, more decisions. No clear priorities, more decisions. By midday, you've made 100 small calls that don't move your life an inch. And then you wonder why you don't have the energy to do the thing that actually matters. It's not about your flaw. It's about your discipline. You have a choice. You can keep living as an open tab, always on, always reacting, or you can close the tabs and run your day on purpose. So how do you protect willpower through structure? First, pre-decide the non-negotiables. You decide ahead of time. I train at 7 a.m. I write from 6 to 7 p.m. I don't check my phone until after my first deep task. These are not flexible. They're locked in. You don't decide them daily. You decided them once. Every pre-made decision is energy saved. Every rule is one less negotiation. Second, simplify your options. The more options you have, the more energy you waste. Reduce choices where they don't matter. Same breakfast most days. Limited outfits and rotation. Fixed work blocks. Fixed bed and wake times. You're not boring. You're strategic. You're protecting power for the places it counts. Willpower isn't weak. It's wasted. Protect it through structure. Third, front-load your discipline. Do the hardest, most important work when your willpower is highest, usually early in the day. Don't waste your prime energy on email, notifications, or low-value tasks. Those are cheap. Your focus is not. If your most important action is training, do it early. If your most important action is building, do it early. Don't give your best energy to everybody else and your leftovers to your own life. You have a choice. Treat your goals like a priority or like an afterthought. Your schedule reveals which one you've chosen. Fourth, turn behaviors into rituals. What is a ritual? A repeated sequence that starts without debate. Athletes have pre-game rituals. Soldiers have pre-mission checks. You need pre-action rituals. For example, before work, make coffee, sit the same spot, open the same notebook, start the same way. Before training, put on shoes, play the same song, step out the door without thinking. Rituals remove choice. The more automatic the start, the less willpower you spend getting going. You save the energy for the grind itself. You don't need their permission to simplify your life. You don't need anyone's approval to say, "I'm done wasting energy on nonsense." This is what high-discipline people understand. They don't rely on strong willpower. They design lives that require less of it. They build systems that make the right thing automatic and the wrong thing inconvenient. Willpower isn't weak. It's wasted. Protect it through structure. Here is what you must stop doing. Stop starting your day in chaos. Stop checking your phone before you've done anything for yourself. Stop making big decisions late at night when you're mentally empty. Stop leaving your most important work for later as if future you will magically be stronger. Future you is just tired you with less willpower. Stop abusing that person. You have a choice. Keep treating discipline like a personality trait, or start treating it like a resource you manage. From now on, you manage your willpower like a pro. You pre-decide what matters. Reduce options that don't. Front-load hard things. Use rituals to avoid negotiation. That's the system. That's the science. You stop blaming yourself for being inconsistent and start blaming your lack of structure. Then you fix it. Willpower isn't weak. It's wasted. Protect it through structure. You've seen now that your failures were not moral defects. They were predictable outcomes of decision fatigue and a life with too many open loops. That should relieve your shame and increase your responsibility. Because if mismanagement caused it, better management can change it. You have a choice. You can keep letting fatigue choose for you, or you can design a life where your standards are chosen once and followed daily. You've learned what drains your willpower. Next, you need to learn what drives it automatically. Identity. You've managed the battery. Now you must upgrade the operating system. Chapter 3. Discipline lives in identity. Discipline doesn't start with what you do. It starts with who you say you are. Behavior follows belief. If you don't label yourself as disciplined, your actions will never fully align with discipline. You can force it for a while. You can push. You can grind. But eventually, you will always return to the identity you trust the most. That's the key. You have a choice. Keep calling yourself inconsistent, lazy, all or nothing, and keep living that story. Or decide that identity is over and choose a new one. Not someday. Now. Most people never understand this. They keep trying to change their behavior while keeping their old identity untouched. They say, I'm trying to be more disciplined. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to be consistent. Listen to those words. I'm trying is identity sabotage. It keeps your new behavior in the future and your old identity in the present. I try is a confession that you still see yourself as someone who fails. I try keeps the back door open. It says, if I fall off, it's okay because I never claimed to be that person anyway. You have a choice. You can keep protecting your old identity, or you can step fully into a new one, even before you feel ready. When discipline is who you are, not what you do, your effort becomes effortless. That doesn't mean it's easy. It means it's automatic. It means the internal fight is over. You don't stand in front of your habits every day asking, will I do it today? You already decided that's who you are. The actions simply follow. You don't need their permission to call yourself disciplined. You don't need proof first. The world wants you to earn your identity after the results. But discipline doesn't work like that. You claim the identity first, then earn the evidence. Identity is the command center. It's the hidden script that tells your brain what to allow, what to reject, what to tolerate, and what to aspire to. If your identity says, I'm inconsistent, your brain will always find a way to confirm it. If your identity says, I finish what I start, your brain will fight to protect that truth. Behavior follows belief. You see this everywhere. People who hate running never become runners, even if they occasionally jog. People who aren't morning people never own the morning, even if they set alarms. People who say, I'm just not disciplined, always find ways to prove themselves right. It's not about your flaw. It's about your discipline, beginning with the discipline of how you talk about yourself. So here's the transformation. You must replace I try with I am. I'm trying to be more disciplined becomes I'm a disciplined person. I'm working on consistency becomes I am consistent. I'm hoping to change becomes I am changing. At first, it will feel like a lie. Good. You're not describing your past. You're defining your standard. Identity language is not a report. It's a directive. It tells your mind, this is who we are now. Adjust. You have a choice. You can keep reinforcing the old self every time you open your mouth, or you can train your brain to accept a higher identity, even before the world sees it. Here's how to build discipline at the identity level. Step 1. Expose your current labels. Listen to how you talk about yourself. I'm bad at finishing things. I always fall off. I'm all or nothing. These labels feel harmless. They're not. They're instructions. Each time you repeat them, you reinforce them. You are literally hypnotizing yourself with your own words. Step 2. Define your new identity in simple, present tense statements. Short, direct, no trying. I'm disciplined. I keep promises to myself. I do what I said I would do. You don't need a 10-page manifesto. You need a few core lines that you repeat until your nervous system starts treating them as truth. Step 3. Align your smallest actions with that identity immediately. Identity is not built by grand gestures. It's built by microproof. If you say, I am disciplined, then your very next decision must reflect that, even in a small way. Get up when your alarm goes off. Do the extra rep. Sit down to work when you said you would. Every time your behavior matches your identity statement, you strengthen the link. Every time it doesn't, you weaken it. When discipline is who you are, not what you do, your effort becomes effortless. The gym isn't a battle. It's just what you do. Showing up for your work isn't a heroic act. It's normal. Saying no to distractions isn't a huge achievement. It's standard. You have a choice. Live as someone who is trying to be disciplined, always negotiating, always explaining, or live as someone who simply is disciplined and let everything else adjust. This doesn't mean you'll never miss. You will. But when your identity is disciplined, a miss feels wrong. It's uncomfortable. It doesn't fit. That discomfort pulls you back on track quickly. The old you could disappear for weeks. The new you can't stand being out of alignment for long. Identity creates gravity. It pulls your actions back to what feels true. Change what feels true, and you change what becomes normal. You don't need their permission to outgrow who you were. The people around you might still see the old version. They'll remember your past patterns. They may say, "Since when are you so disciplined?" Let them talk. Let them doubt. They are calibrated to your past. You are calibrated to your future. It's not about their belief. It's about yours. It's not about flaw. It's about discipline. So, from this chapter forward, your language changes. No more, "I'm trying. I'll see. Maybe. Hopefully." Those words are exits. You speak like this: I am disciplined. I am consistent. I do hard things on purpose. You have a choice. Keep strengthening the identity that keeps you stuck, or start feeding the identity that pulls you forward, even when you don't feel strong. When discipline is who you are, not what you do, your effort becomes effortless. This entire audiobook is about rewiring your willpower in 24 hours. That will never happen if your identity stays in the past. Behavior follows belief. The person you believe you are will always win the war against the person you are trying to become. So kill trying. Decide. Speak. Act. You've now aligned your language with the identity you want. The next step is to eliminate the daily negotiations that drag that identity down, the countless micro decisions that drain your energy, and reopen the question, will I show up today? You defined who you are. Now it's time to protect that identity from constant erosion. Next, Chapter 4, Eliminate Negotiation Time. Chapter 4, Eliminate Negotiation Time. Every delay is a decision. Every internal debate strengthens weakness. Every moment you argue with resistance, you lose ground. That's the key. You've built identity. You protected willpower. But none of it survives if you keep reopening the negotiation every single time action calls. Discipline isn't won in big moments. It's won, or lost, in the tiny pauses where you think about it. You have a choice. Keep treating every important action like a court case, or install the automatic action rule. Act instantly on what matters to disable mental bargaining. Don't think. Do. Don't debate. Move. The first 3 seconds decide everything. Here's how the trap works. Your brain hates uncertainty. When it's time to act, train, write, confront, create, it scans for risk. Is this safe? Will this hurt? What if I fail? That scan isn't wisdom. It's sabotage. The longer you let it run, the more reasons it finds to delay. One thought becomes 5. 5 becomes paralysis. You've turned a simple step into a strategy session and lost before you started. Every delay is a decision. You just disguised it as thinking. You have a choice. Let resistance vote on your standards, or cut the cord before it speaks. Most people negotiate constantly. Alarm goes off. 5 more minutes. Workout time. Am I hydrated enough? Deep work. Just one quick check. Each negotiation feels reasonable. Together, they destroy discipline. You're not deciding to act. You're deciding not to, and calling it preparation. It's not about your flaw. It's about your discipline. Discipline says no to the debate entirely. Don't think. Do. Don't debate. Move. The first 3 seconds decide everything. This is the automatic action rule. When it's time for a non-negotiable, your training, your priority work, your standard, you move in 3 seconds or less. No permission from feelings. No analysis. No, let me see how I feel. Your body leads. Your brain follows. Why 3 seconds? Because that's the window before resistance fully loads. In the first moment, momentum is on your side. Past 3 seconds, doubt arrives with its full arsenal. Count it out loud if you must. 3. Tone. Move. Stand. Grab shoes. Open laptop. Start reps. You don't need their permission to bypass your own excuses. This rule isn't for show. It's neurological warfare. You starve the voice of hesitation by denying it airtime. Here's what you stop doing immediately. Stop asking, do I feel like it? That question always votes no. Stop scanning your energy levels before acting. Energy follows motion. Stop warming up with easy tasks. That's delay in disguise. You have a choice. Negotiate forever and achieve nothing, or move first and negotiate victory later. Let's make it real. Your gym time is 7 a.m. Alarm hits. Old you. Am I rested? Did I eat? What if I'm sore? New you. 3, 2, 1. Feet on floor. Shoes on. Out the door. Debate over before begins. Deep work at 9 a.m. 3, 2, 1. Laptop open. Timer set. Door closed. No email peek. No, just one thing. The magic is in the speed. Speed kills overthinking. Speed builds trust in your automatic self. Speed turns should I into done. Don't think. Do. Don't debate. Move. The first 3 seconds decide everything. Athletes live this. Soldiers live this. High performers live this. They don't vote on orders. They execute. You must become the same with your own commands. Your future self gave you instructions. Honor them without discussion. You don't negotiate with weakness. You override it. Extend this rule beyond big actions. Phone buzzes during focus. 3, 2, 1. Ignore. Craving junk at night. 3, 2, 1. Drink water. Impulse to quit halfway. 3, 2, 1. One more rep. Every instant win reinforces the rule. Every time you pause, you weaken it. Discipline is a muscle. Flex it fast or watch it atrophy. You have a choice. Build a life of instant obedience to your standards or a life of endless internal appeals. One creates momentum. The other creates mediocrity. Here's your implementation plan. List your top 3 non-negotiables. Training. Priority work. One health habit. These get the 3-second rule. No exceptions. Set environmental cues. Shoes by door. Laptop charged and open. Water bottle filled. Remove friction so motion is all that's left. Practice on small stakes first. Alarm. Dishes. Quick walk. Master the micro wins, then scale to what scares you. Track your 3-second hits. Mark every automatic action. Seeing the streak builds pride. Breaking it costs more than pride. It costs identity. Don't think. Do. Don't debate. Move. The first 3 seconds decide everything. This rule transforms discipline from effort to instinct. You stop being the person who sometimes shows up. You become the person who always does, because delay never had a chance to speak. You don't need their permission to stop sabotaging yourself with overanalysis. Permission was never the issue. Execution was. It's not about thinking harder. It's about acting faster. Not about perfect plans. It's about immediate proof. Every delay is a decision. But from now on, your decisions happen in motion, not in meeting. You've eliminated negotiation time. Your actions now fire on command. Next, you learn to use what most people avoid: pain. Not as punishment, but as the signal that real growth begins. You've wired speed into discipline. Now you weaponize discomfort. Chapter 5. Pain is the trigger, not the threat. Chapter 5. Pain is the trigger, not the threat. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your signal. You've been running from it your whole life, treating discomfort like danger, like something to medicate, distract from, or delay. Wrong. Pain signals progress, not punishment. That's the key. You have a choice. Keep escaping discomfort and stay small, or lean into it and build unbreakable discipline. Most people choose escape. They numb. They scroll. They quit at the first burn, and they wonder why nothing changes. If it hurts, it's working. If it's easy, it's empty. Here's the truth your brain hides from you. Growth lives on the other side of resistance. Your body and mind scream, stop. Not because you're breaking, but because you're building. Pain is feedback. Proof that you're expanding capacity, forging endurance, claiming authority over emotion. Discomfort isn't random. It's precise. When muscles burn, they're growing stronger. When lungs ache, they're pulling more oxygen. When focus wavers, it's sharpening. Pain whispers, this is where change happens. Ignore it, and you ignore transformation. You have a choice. Treat pain as threat and live in comfort, or treat pain as teacher and live in power. Most people misread the signal. They feel resistance and call it failure. I'm sore, so I overdid it. I'm tired, so I need rest. This is hard, so maybe it's not for me. That's not wisdom. That's weakness disguised as self-care. It's not about your flaw. It's about your discipline. Discipline says, pain means I'm in the right place. If it hurts, it's working. If it's easy, it's empty. Pain doesn't lie. Comfort does. Easy paths lead nowhere new. Familiar routines maintain the status quo. Real progress demands friction. The ache in your legs after a heavy set, that's muscles signaling repair. The mental fog during deep work, that's your brain rewiring for focus. You've been conditioned to avoid this. Society sells wellness as endless ease. But elite performers chase controlled discomfort. Athletes push past burnouts. Leaders endure hard conversations. Creators ship imperfect work. They all know pain is the price of presence. You don't need their permission to embrace what they fear. Stop asking, is this too much? Start asking, is this enough? Here's how you reframe pain as your ally. First, label it correctly. When discomfort hits, don't say, this sucks. Say, this is growth. This is capacity expanding. This is me getting stronger. Language rewires perception. Pain stops feeling like punishment when you call it progress. Second, set pain thresholds. Decide in advance. I train until the burn starts. That's my signal to push 2 more reps. I work until focus fades. That's when I double down for 10 minutes. Pain becomes your timer, not your terminator. If it hurts, it's working. If it's easy, it's empty. Third, track the feedback. After every hard session, note what hurt and why. Sir quads. Proof you hit legs hard. Mental exhaustion. Proof you focus deep. This turns pain into data. Data builds confidence. Confidence builds consistency. Fourth, practice voluntary discomfort daily. Cold showers. Holding planks past quit point. Walking instead of driving. Small doses teach your nervous system that pain passes and leaves you better. You stop fearing it. You start expecting it. You start welcoming it. You have a choice. Make pain your master or make pain your measure. One keeps you fragile. The other forges you fearless. What you stop doing? Stop quitting a discomfort. That's where most people end. Stop medicating resistance with distractions. Scroll less, endure more. Stop romanticizing flow states. Flow comes after friction. Discipline isn't pain-free. It's pain-proof. You build tolerance by exposure. The more you face controlled hurt, the less random hurt controls you. Real-world proof. The Navy SEAL who rings the bell gives up at mental pain. The one who finishes embraces it as information. This fatigue means I'm close. This burn means I'm alive. Pain separates quitters from champions. You are not a quitter. From now on, when pain arrives, breathe through it. Name it growth. Add 10% more. If it hurts, it's working. If it's easy, it's empty. Pain is your trigger for toughness, not threat to safety. Your body adapts to stress it survives. Skip the stress, skip the strength. Meet the stress, master the adaptation. You don't need perfect conditions. You need honest resistance and the discipline to push through it. Pain doesn't break you. Pain reveals you. This chapter arms you with the truth. Discomfort is your proof of progress. Every ache confirms you're alive, expanding, unwilling to settle. You've eliminated negotiation. Now you welcome what negotiation avoided. Pain as your greatest teacher. Next, turn that pain into automatic systems, structures so ingrained that discipline runs without constant willpower. You've made pain your signal. Now engineer environments that make right action inevitable. Chapter 6. Install systems, not feelings. Chapter 6. Install systems, not feelings. Discipline fails when you rely on feelings. It thrives when you rely on systems. Routines and structure automate success when willpower dips. That's the key. Create environments that make discipline the default, not the debate. You have a choice. Keep hoping for motivation every day, or engineer a life where the right action happens automatically. Most people chase emotion. Elite performers build engineering. Discipline isn't emotion, it's engineering. You've learned identity. You've embraced pain. You've killed negotiation. But without systems, it all crumbles when life gets chaotic. Systems don't care if you're tired, distracted, or uninspired. They execute anyway. Your brain wants flexibility. It wants options. It wants to see how you feel. That's why you fail. Every option is a decision. Every decision drains willpower. Systems remove the options. They make execution inevitable. You have a choice. Live in reaction mode, always negotiating with your mood, or live in creation mode, where your environment does the heavy lifting. It's not about your flaw. It's about your discipline, designed into your daily architecture. Discipline isn't emotion. It's engineering. Here's how systems work. They turn I should into I always do. They preload success so you don't need a pep talk. They make the disciplined path the path of least resistance. Real-world proof. Lay out gym clothes the night before. Wake up. Clothes ready. Shoes by door. No decision. No friction. You're dressed before doubt arrives. Schedule focus blocks like appointments. 9 to 10 a.m. Deep work. No meetings. No email. Laptop opens automatically because that's the slot. Phone on airplane mode by default. Remove options. Stock only healthy food. Delete distracting apps. Set bed and wake alarms that sync. No snooze. The system leaves no room for maybe. You don't need their permission to redesign your life for automatic wins. Stop asking, How do I stay motivated? Start asking, how do I make it impossible not to act? Here's your engineering blueprint. First, audit friction points. What do you hesitate? Gym bag packed, desk clear, water bottle filled. Identify every tiny barrier and eliminate it the night before. Friction kills momentum. Remove it ruthlessly. Second, batch low willpower decisions. Meals prepped weekly. Outfits planned. Grocery lists rigid. Don't waste mental energy on trivia when it belongs to transformation. Discipline isn't emotion, it's engineering. Third, build unbreakable anchors. One non-negotiable morning ritual. Wake, hydrate, move 5 minutes, plan top 3. Same sequence daily. It starts the engine before resistance wakes up. Fourth, use environment as enforcer. Gym bag by front door screams, go now. Laptop and work only zone signals focus. Junk food out of house means no temptation. Your space becomes your silent coach. You have a choice. Let your environment pull you toward distraction or push you toward dominance. What you stop doing? Stop winging it mornings. Chaos breeds failure. Stop keeping tempting options visible. Convenience controls behavior. Stop treating routines as optional. Systems demand consistency. High performers live this. Navy SEALs. Gear prepped. Routines drilled. No decisions in chaos. CEOs. Calendars blocked sacred. Environments optimized. You're not them yet, but you can build their systems today. Discipline isn't emotion. It's engineering. Make the right choice the only logical one. Implementation starts small, but scales fast. Tonight, lay out tomorrow's workout gear. Fill water. Charge devices. Tomorrow, execute first block without thinking. Note how easy it felt. Week 1, add one system weekly. Track compliance. Adjust. Systems compound. 1 week feels normal. 1 month feels automatic. 1 year feels like identity. You stop doing discipline. You become it. You don't negotiate with a well-engineered life. The rails are laid. The train runs. When willpower crashes, and it will, systems carry you. Tired? System wakes you. Distracted? System refocuses you. Overwhelmed? System prioritizes you. That's freedom. Not endless choice, but predictable power. Discipline isn't emotion, it's engineering. This chapter gives you the tools: friction removal, decision batching, anchor rituals, environmental enforcement. No more. I ran out of energy. Your systems never run out. You've built the foundation. Now stack repetition on top. Turn one-time actions into unbreakable neural wiring. You've engineered inevitability. Next, you harden it through relentless practice. Chapter 7. Repetition builds resilience. Chapter 7. Repetition builds resilience. Discipline is not learned in a day. It's wired through repetition. The brain learns discipline through repetition, not inspiration. Inspiration sparks. Repetition installs. That's the key. You have a choice. Chase emotional highs that fade fast, or build neural pathways that fire automatically. Most people want transformation without the tedium. They want the result without the reps. Wrong. Repetition rewires reality. The habit builds the human. You've installed systems. You've embraced pain. But without daily repetition, they rust. Repetition isn't sexy. It's essential. It turns I should into I always. It converts effort into instinct. It's not about your flaw. It's about your discipline. Forged one day at a time. Repetition rewires reality. The habit builds the human. Here's the science. Every repeated action strengthens neural connections. Do it once. Temporary. Do it daily. Permanent. Your brain craves patterns. Feed it consistency, and it defaults to discipline. Starve it, and it defaults to delay. Inspiration feels powerful because it's novel. Repetition feels boring because it's building. But boring builds empires. Elites don't inspire themselves daily. They execute daily. You have a choice. Live for the high of new starts, or stack the quiet power of daily proof. Introduce small-scale consistency. Perform at least one micro-action daily to build neural certainty. Not heroic overhauls. Micro wins. One push-up if sore. One page if drained. 1 minute of focus if scattered. Small enough to always win. Big enough to compound. Why micro? Because perfection kills momentum. Miss a big goal. Shame spirals. Miss a micro. You win. Neural certainty grows. I always deliver. That certainty scales to bigger actions. Repetition rewires reality. The habit builds the human. Here's your daily drill. First, pick one micro anchor per category. Body, 10 squats. 30-second plank. Walk 1 block. Mind, 2 minutes journal. 1 deep breath sequence. Work, 1 sentence written. 1 email sent. Do it daily. No excuses. Track it. Streak it. Celebrate silently. Second, stack on prior systems. After gym close ritual, add micro movement. After focus block, add micro output. Repetition layers resilience. You don't need their permission to start small and scale unstoppable. Permission was never the barrier. Consistency was. Third, embrace the boredom. When it feels rote, you're winning. Boredom means wiring. Push through. Add variety only after mastery. Fourth, audit weekly. What micro stuck? What faded? Double down on winners. Repetition reveals what works for your wiring. Repetition rewires reality. The habit builds the human. What you stop doing? Stop all or nothing thinking. One good day doesn't make you disciplined. One bad doesn't break you. Stop waiting for motivation days. Those are myths. Stop overcomplicating. Micro beats mighty inconsistency. Proof everywhere. Pianists don't master scales and bursts. They drill daily. Soldiers don't build endurance in marathons. They march daily. You build discipline the same. Daily micro deposits compound into unbreakable banks. You have a choice. Scattershot effort that evaporates, or surgical repetition that endures. Scale it. Week 1, master 1 micro. Week 2, add second. Month 1, 3 anchors locked. Month 3, full routines automatic. Year 1, discipline is identity. Repetition isn't punishment. It's programming. Your old self ran on sporadic sparks. New self runs on steady current. When resistance hits, and it will, remember, 1 more rep today rewires tomorrow. Skip it, and weakness whispers louder. Discipline isn't a mood. It's muscle memory. Flex daily, or watch it fade. Repetition rewires reality. The habit builds the human. This chapter installs the engine. Small-scale consistency. Your brain now associates action with certainty, not struggle. Misses shrink. Wins stack. Neural pathways harden into highways. You've built the daily wire. Next, master the long game. Delayed rewards that make short-term pain pay massive dividends. You've wired repetition. Now harness patience. Chapter 8. The Power of Delayed Rewards. Chapter 8. The Power of Delayed Rewards. Discipline isn't about now. It's about tomorrow. Discipline thrives on patience. Dopamine control, delaying gratification, expands focus and self-trust. That's the key. You have a choice. Grab instant pleasure and shrink your future, or delay it and own tomorrow. Most chase quick hits. Elite delay to dominate. The discipline delay today to dominate tomorrow. Your brain craves dopamine. Fast food. Scroll. Binge. Easy wins. Instant rewards hijack long-term power. They flood your system now. Start it later. Discipline flips the script. You say no to small now for massive later. Focus sharpens. Self-trust builds. Capacity explodes. It's not about your flaw. It's about your discipline. Mastering the weight that wins wars. The discipline delay today to dominate tomorrow. Long-term thinkers prove it. Warren Buffett skips daily trades for decade compounds. Kobe Bryant grinded off-season while others partied. J.K. Rowling wrote through rejection for Harry Potter billions. They didn't need now. They build forever. You have a choice. Live for dopamine spikes that crash or steady builds that soar. Dopamine control works like this. Instant gratification scatters attention. Delayed sharpens it. Skip the cookie? Hunger fuels discipline. Skip the scroll? Focus compounds. Skip the splurge? Savings multiply. Each no now rewires your brain for delayed mastery. Here's your delay blueprint. First, identify dopamine traps. Junk food, social media, impulse buys, mindless TV. Log your daily hits. See the theft. Second, install 24-hour rules. Craving hits? Wait 24 hours. Buyer's itch? Sleep on it. Snack urge? Drink water first. Delay kills impulse 90% of time. The discipline delay today to dominate tomorrow. Third, front-load pain, back-load pleasure. Train first, eat after. Work deep, reward light. The weight builds tolerance. Tolerance builds power. Fourth, visualize compound math. 1 skip beer weekly, $500 yearly. 1 focus hour daily. Skill mastery in months. Track delayed wins. Seeing growth fuels more delay. You don't need their permission to outweight the average. They grab now. You claim later. What you stop doing? Stop instant rewards. They erode patience. Stop treat yourself excuses. Treats become traps. Stop short-term measuring. Weekly wins beat daily highs. Proof. Investors hold through crashes. Athletes peak late season. Creators ship after years. Delayed gratification isn't sacrifice. It's strategy. You have a choice. Dopamine slave or delay master. 1 reacts. 1 rules. Scale it. Week 1, delay 1 trap daily. Week 4, 3 traps automatic. Month 3, delay feels natural. Year 1, you think decades. Delay isn't denial. It's dominance. Skip sugar now, taste victory later. Skip distraction now, build legacy later. When craving screams, and it will breathe. Name it, short-term noise. Choose long-term yes. The discipline delay today to dominate tomorrow. Discipline isn't enduring pain forever. It's enduring pain briefly for permanent gain. Dopamine control turns, I can't wait, into I won't settle. You become anti-fragile. Cravings strengthen you. Delays define you. This chapter unlocks the multiplier. Patience is power. No more dopamine debt. Pure compound discipline. You've mastered delay. Now protect it all. Environment is final fortress. You've learned to wait like champions. Next, guard your world ruthlessly. Chapter 9. Protect your environment ruthlessly. Chapter 9. Protect your environment ruthlessly. Discipline dies in distraction. It thrives in control. Discipline cannot flourish in distraction. Environment shapes execution more than emotion does. That's the key. You have a choice. Let your surroundings pull you toward chaos, or design them to push you toward consistency. Most people blame willpower when their environment is the real saboteur. Make it easy to stay consistent and hard to fall off. You've built identity, systems, repetition, but leave your environment unchecked, and it will undo everything. Your space whispers commands louder than your mind ever will. Cluttered desk, scattered focus, junk food visible, weak choices, toxic voices nearby, eroded standards. Environment isn't neutral. It's active. It cues behavior before willpower wakes up. You walk into chaos, and discipline demands energy just to survive. Walk into order, and discipline flows effortlessly. You have a choice. Fight your surroundings daily, or force them to fight for you. It's not about your flaw. It's about your discipline, embedded in every corner of your life. Make it easy to stay consistent and hard to fall off. Digital noise first. Notifications hijack attention. Social media feeds impulse. Endless scrolling kills deep work. Solution: ruthless limits. Phone on Do Not Disturb 90% of day. Apps deleted or blocked. Check-in scheduled, not spontaneous. Your digital environment must serve focus, not steal it. People next. Your circle calibrates your standards. Complainers normalize excuses. Mediocrity spreads like virus. Cure it ruthlessly. Distance from drainers. Amplify builders. Seek those who demand more from themselves and from you. Iron sharpens iron. Weakness dulls it. Spaces last. Design for action. Gym bag by door. Laptop and work-only zone. Water bottle filled. Healthy food prepped. Distractions hidden. Every visual cue either triggers discipline or temptation. Choose. You don't need their permission to redesign your world. Stop tolerating environments that tolerate weakness. Here's your ruthless audit. First, digital purge. Delete 80% of apps. Set screen time limits that sting. Blackout periods. No screens first hour awake, last hour asleep. Notifications off except critical. Your phone works for you, not against you. Second, people curation. List your top 5 influences. Do they elevate or erode? Distance lowers your standards. Amplify raises them. No middle ground. Seek accountability over applause. Make it easy to stay consistent and hard to fall off. Third, physical redesign. Clear desk to 1 notebook, 1 pen. Gym gear visible. Triggers for good habits everywhere. Barriers to bad habits nowhere. Fridge audit. If it doesn't serve your body, it leaves. Bedroom. No screens, only sleep cues. Fourth, weekly enforcement. Sunday reset. Declutter, prep meals, block distractions, review circle. Environment drifts toward chaos. Fight it weekly. You have a choice. Let life happen to you through scattered surroundings, or make life happen through intentional design. What you stop doing immediately. Stop tolerating clutter. It breeds mental fog. Stop endless scrolling. It's dopamine debt. Stop keeping low-standard company. Proximity reprograms identity. Proof. Elite athletes train in optimized gyms. CEOs curate war rooms. Monks build distraction-free cells. Their environments demand discipline. Yours must too. Make it easy to stay consistent and hard to fall off. Implementation. Tonight, move 1 thing. Gym shoes by door. Phone charger across room. 1 shelf cleared. Small wins compound. Chaos retreats. Discipline advances. When temptation calls, and it will, your environment answers first. No chips in sight. Craving fades. Phone buried. Focus sharpens. Weak voices absent. Standards rise. Environment isn't backdrop. It's battlefield. Win it, and discipline becomes default. Lose it, and no system survives. You don't negotiate with a weaponized world. It executes your commands automatically. Make it easy to stay consistent and hard to fall off. This chapter fortifies your foundation. No more blaming lack of discipline when your surroundings sabotage it. Digital noise limited. People curated. Spaces engineered. Your environment now enforces what your identity demands. You protected the fortress. Now execute the final reset. 1 day to rewire everything into unbreakable rhythm. You've ruthlessly guarded your environment. Next, deploy the 24-hour master plan. Chapter 10, 24 hours to reset. Chapter 10, 24 hours to reset. This is it. Your discipline reboot starts now. 1 day, 24 hours. Total reset. No excuses. No half measures. You've built the tools. Now deploy them. That's the key. You have a choice. Keep talking about discipline or live it in the next 24 hours. This isn't theory. It's execution. One full day of ruthless structure rewires your willpower forever. This isn't a test. It's a transformation. Discipline rebuilt. Identity restored. Here's your discipline reboot plan. Follow exactly. No deviations. Clock starts when you finish this chapter. Hours 1 to 8. Eliminate. Declutter. Decide. Wake up. No snooze. Feet on floor. Drink 16 ounces water. Immediate. Hour 1. Digital purge. Delete apps. Block sites. Phone to do not disturb. Clear notifications. Your digital world serves you now. Hour 2. Physical reset. Make bed. Declutter desk. Lay out gym clothes. Prep meals. Remove junk food. Friction dies here. Hour 3. Environment audit. Move temptations. Charge devices away from bed. Create work-only zone. Chaos exits. Order enters. Hour 4. Identity declaration. Write 3 statements. I am disciplined. I finish what I start. I execute daily. Read aloud 3 times. Speak them into reality. Hour 5. Non-negotiables locked. Pick 1 body action, 1 mind action, 1 work action. Schedule exact times. No flexibility. Hour 6. Friction removal. Shoes by door. Laptop charged. Water filled. Notebook ready. Systems primed. Hour 7. Eat clean. Protein heavy. No sugar. Fuel for execution, not comfort. Hour 8. 3-second rule drill. Practice on small tasks. Stand when alarm hits. Drink when thirsty. Move when cued. Speed installed. You have a choice. Skip prep, fail execution, or prep ruthlessly, execute effortlessly. Hours 9 to 16. Execute 1 hard, measurable task. Hour 9. Your hardest work starts. No warm-up. Laptop open. Timer set. Deep focus. No checks. No distractions. Hour 10 to 12. Grind. Pain arrives. Welcome it. Burn signals growth. Push 10% past quit point. Hour 13. Micro break. Walk. Hydrate. No screens. Reset. Don't escape. Hour 14. Second push. Same intensity. Repetition rewires. Hour 15. Body discipline. Training block. Full effort. If sore, lighter weight, higher reps. Motion mandatory. Hour 16. Finish strong. 1 final focus sprint. Log completion. Proof collected. Don't think. Do. Don't debate. Move. The first 3 seconds decide everything. Hours 17 to 24. Reflect. Reinforce. Rebuild identity. Hour 17. Eat. Clean fuel. Review wins. Know what worked. Hour 18. Journal. What resisted? What executed? What environment helped? Data, not drama. Hour 19. Identity reinforcement. Read declarations aloud. Add today's proof. I executed when tired. I am disciplined. Hour 20. Environment lockdown. Prep tomorrow. Clothes laid. Meals ready. Phone charging far. Hour 21. Light read or walk. No screens. Wind down deliberate. Hour 22. Delayed reward. Small. Earned. 1 episode. 1 treat. Discipline approves. Hour 23. Final review. Streak logged. Tomorrow's anchors set. Hour 24. Lights out. Same time nightly. Sleep is non-negotiable. Make it easy to stay consistent and hard to fall off. You don't need their permission for 1 day of total ownership. No one cares more about your discipline than you. Prove it. What you stop doing today. Stop negotiating. 3 seconds max. Stop distractions. Environment and forces. Stop good enough. Full execution or restart. Track every hour. Miss 1. Restart clock. Perfection not required. Completion mandatory. This plan compounds every tool. Identity spoken, systems primed, pain embraced, repetition wired, environment guarded, delay mastered. 1 day fuses them into unbreakable rhythm. when fatigue hits, and it will breathe. Remember, 24 hours. You've endured worse for less. Willpower isn't weak, it's wasted. Today, you protect it perfectly. Repetition rewires reality. Today, you install forever habits. You have a choice. One day of total discipline, or endless days of average. Execute this plan and wake up tomorrow different. Not because you tried, because you proved. Neural pathways shifted. Identity hardened. Discipline default. This isn't a test. It's a transformation. Discipline rebuilt. Identity restored. The 24-hour reset isn't the end. It's the beginning. Repeat weekly. Stack monthly. Live yearly. Your willpower isn't fixed. It's forged. You've reclaimed command. Now own it. Discipline rebuilt. Identity restored. Would you like the 1-minute high-intensity audiobook closing sequence next? Tying all chapters into a forceful summary and direct CTA?